if the guitar was many more strings than it is and tuned exclusively in perfect fourths without the B string adjustment, then when we added notes, we would see patterns that duplicate themselves. A lot of the memorization of scales is easier if you understand what the patterns would look like in a continuous sense. But because the guitar only has 6 strings and we have to make uh, tuning adjustments, then it makes them look different. So let's take a look at this right here. If I were to add the C note, and again, this is not standard tuning, but this would just be where C is all over the guitar if the guitar was tuned in nothing but fourths continuously with all these strings. So there is C, and in this case we can always see the octave pattern, which is 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets. There's no other options for it because there's no B string, which is tuned only a major third from G. Now if we add the D note to this, it's always going to be a whole step in front of C wherever we go. And then E would appear right here. And then F is a half step away. And then G. And then A. And then B. Wow, look at that. So what are we actually looking at here? Again, imagine an ongoing plane. We end up seeing continuous fourths. Now, if we look, if we understand the guitar standard tuning E, A, D, G, B, that note is actually lower. C is the perfect fourth. So because the guitar is tuned to B, all of our patterns have to shift up in order to get the right note. So what can we learn from this? Well, I think that learning the order of fourths is pretty important. And we see B, E, A, D, G, C, F. I've heard battle ends and down goes Charles' father. And they use the reverse, the fifths, which is this way. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. There's, different devices you can use to memorize these terms. This word is bead, just like a little bead, GCF, bead, GCF. One of my teachers said bead gookuf, and you'll never forget it, bead gookuf, and I never forgot it. So whatever works for you, but you see that BEADGCF is the order of fourths. So this can be pretty useful because, as you can see, in a C major scale, which is what this is, there is a straight order of fourths starting from the B note. And here we see the 2 half steps that exist. And so this could help with, alternate tunings or just visualizing the bigger picture. For some people, you're going to be like, you're crazy, this means nothing. And I understand that. But looking at this, you'll see a lot of continuous patterns, and then perhaps you can utilize that on the more finite 6-string guitar or 7-string guitar or whatever it is that you play. So if we wanted to take a look at the pentatonic scale, pentatonic removes the 7th and the 4th of the scale, which would be the B and the F. So if I remove the B's and remove the F's, I have them conveniently grouped so I can delete them all at once. And then boom, we see pentatonic shapes in here. Again, if you're looking at standard tuning, you're going to say, well, that's not the pentatonic scale. Yeah, because anything that would be on the B string would be adjusted up. So if we wanted to further it and look at what does a major chord look like in this continuous pattern, then we could see all the E shapes all over the place right here, and you see that the kind of the shape of the C disappears. We see the G chord, but on the guitar in standard tuning, that would be these 2 notes would be down here, because once we get to the B string, that moves up, and then the B string in relationship to the high E string is the same, so those would be there. And Let's add these notes back, and then I'm going to do the minor chord so we can take a look at what the minor chord would look like in this shape, and we'll use A minor. Then we see here what minor chords would look like, which is kind of like the shape of the E minor, and the A minor shape again goes away, because if it were the B string, or if we did have the B string tuned as it is, then the C note would be up here. Let's put all these notes back, and then just take one final look here at what we would see in a major scale system if the guitar had, it's kind of like an ongoing plane of strings. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, questions, and more videos to come. Thank you.